Hi everyone.
My name is Envy and I've been through hell. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna tell mama how I felt. I know it's hard for you to understand. This is the story of where I have been. I had to face Chloe and fight just to be able to do what I like. Rapping doesn't seem so far or so bad. I had to break how to prove it was worth it. They say this ain't gonna pay the bill. They say this ain't the right thing for me. So I stood my ground and did not give up. You got to understand this is what I love. This is who I am, this is who I be. I stand in front of you, breaking binary. I've got to tell them, I've got to tell you, be who you wanna be who you wanna be.
Everybody, be who you want to be. I am a woman.
And I am a woman too.
Well, yes, that's pretty obvious, isn't it?
Oh, is it not obvious because of my hair and my voice?
But you do look handsome today.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, back to our topic. I am not a professional beatboxer yet.
And nor am I a pro rapper yet.
Exactly, yet. We might be someday, but when we convince ourselves with the word yet, we just made a decision to be better than we are today. But the question is, are we determined enough to make the change?
Are we brave enough to make this change?
Oh yeah, we are brave. And we have to be brave.
Well, we have to be brave because we are breaking gender binaries, something that has been this way for years. And we have to be determined because we are trying to change society's perspective on this topic. What do you think?
For me, we should change the perspective of those who are skeptical when it comes to something that is male-dominated. And when I say we, I am referring to us, women. Breaking gender binaries is what we ought to do.
Now, don't get us wrong, okay? We are not encouraging anyone to disobey their parents or authority for that matter.
Of course not.
We believe that if you love to do something, it is up to you to convince them of the path you have chosen. Now, you have to know that the convincing part is the hardest part in this whole process because you are literally trying to change the way they have been thinking for years. But you also have to know that nothing worth it comes easy.
How people view you and think of you isn't who you really are. Unless you yourself make them believe they are right. But why should we let others decide on who and what we are?
Precisely. Because in the words of Ziauddin Yousafzai, in most parts of the world, when a girl is born, her wings are clipped. She is not able to fly. Meaning to say, she is not able to reach her greatest potential. She is molded from a very young age to fit the gender binary standards of what women should and should not be. Now, here's a really simple question for you.
How many of you know any women beatboxer? Just raise up your hand and shout out the names. Does anyone of you know?
Anyone?
Okay, apart from me? Okay. Okay, I do see some of you raising up your hands, but just how few are there who really stood out? And how successful are they in this field?
And if I were to ask you the same question about female rappers, I'm sure you can think of Nicki Minaj, Iggy Azalea, and the queen of rap herself, Missy Elliott. But if I were to ask you to list down the name of male rappers, I'm sure you can think of more than just 3 names.
The fact that society doesn't think women can be as good as men, that's what builds onto gender binaries that already exist. We are not condemning anyone. It's just something general that we heard a lot of, and it's just how the world has been built for years. Back in the days, yes, it was understandable, and it was more accepted for such explicit gender roles to exist. You know why?
Well, because back then, the job scopes were very limited, and mostly it went back to hard labor. As you may or may not know, hard labor is not good for women's bodies. So back then, you may laugh, but it is the truth. Yeah. So back then, when men went out and did the job and came back, it was acceptable, it was fine. But nowadays,
in a world where women are just as capable as men, Why does this problem still needs to exist, right?
Exactly, because in this world nowadays, with the help of technology, women are just as capable as men in doing works that prior to this was male dominated. The sad thing about this oppressive way of thinking is that women's mentality in limiting themselves and setting boundaries into not doing what they love is ever growing. So how about we stop this mentality and let's get inspired, because even for Eminem to break his Guinness World Record, he had these lyrics in his rap.
I bully myself because I make me do what I put my mind to. So,
instead of bullying women to not do what they want, how about we encourage them? How about we don't put up blocks as to what they can and cannot do?
if your daughter wants to be an engineer, let her be. If your daughter wants to be a football player, let her be. Don't put limits to the options for your daughters or females, because to your surprise, they might just as well excel better than their male peers in those fields. And now, here's a short concluding verse.
Atif and Envy, the both of us are ladies, the real deal. Standing here in front of you is a big deal, yeah. Talking about rights, talking about women getting rights that are equal. Breaking gender binaries is our expertise. Breaking these boundaries, give a sense of what the problem is. I love to rap, we love to sing. She loves to beatbox and damn, she's the queen. But the problem with the people is they have certain rules, telling us what to do and telling us what to not do. But the thing you've got to ask yourself is, why do we have to follow their rules? Their rules just bring you down, their rules just fund you. Most of all, these rules don't allow you to be you. Signing off with the words of my baby girl. If not me, who? If not now, when? Her. Thank you.